Haha, guess you got Tristan Cooper, not Winston Cooper. Oh, welcome back to another Enough Props production. Today we're going through how my family friend asked my dad to make a cosplay for her. It's her first Comic-Con, and she said she has fun. Obviously, my dad had a lot of fun making this for her. That's what we're going through today, and stay tuned.
All right, Tristan, good job. Thank you very much. When creating a cosplay, it can be very fun and challenging. So you just... Really? You really? Again, when creating a cosplay, it can be very challenging, but exciting. So you...
I get lit 505, bro. You already know. Oh.
Come on, man. Yo, don't play. Let's go. You did your thing.
Yeah.
No, when you... No. Go.
Remember.
When creating a cosplay, it can be a lot of fun, yet challenging. So you want to make sure you pick the right cosplay for you. To avoid frustration, it's important to understand your skill level and pick something that will be fun, yet challenging. Use Google or social media to search for a character that interests you. Surfing Instagram, playing video games, watching movies, or anime can be a great place to start. And you might find some clever ideas as well. When my friend chose the bucket girl for the first cosplay, I thought this was perfect. Something simple like this is a great way to start. I'd consider this a closet cosplay. Anything that you have in your wardrobe already will make the process so much more easier, and it's great for beginners. So make sure you check your closet or local thrift store for anything that might match your cosplay. Shirts, tights, pants, hats, anything you can repurpose for your cosplay. In this episode, I'll be starting off with the bucket head. In preparation, I grabbed some measurements from around her head and wrote them down on foam. I used a popcorn container as a template and placed the template on the 1/4-inch EVA floor mat foam and traced the shape using the foam rulers as guidelines. Sharpen your X-Acto knife and cut out the template. I tested the bucket template on the kids so I could get a better idea of how it would fit and where the eyes could go. It wasn't perfect, but I just needed a general location. I'm going to use sunglass lenses for the eye holes. To make sure the sunglass lenses would adhere to the foam, I traced the shape on the inside and used the rotary tool to carve out the shape. I made sure I didn't go crazy because I didn't want to sand right through the foam. At this point, I started gluing the bucket template together. I added an extra piece of foam on the inside seam so that it would have a more secure connection, and then glued it closed with contact cement. For the bucket handle, I found this plastic coat hanger that I could bend to shape, but I needed 2 swivel joints to hold it in place. I couldn't find anything around the house that would work, so I decided I'm going to 3D print them. So without making this sound confusing or crazy, I'm going to give you the basic rundown. If you're going to start 3D printing, I suggest that you get a caliper. This tool will help find the measurements you need for pretty much anything you want to create. Once I had the measurements, I selected the circle tool and picked which plane I wanted to work on. You can choose the right plane, the left horizontal plane, or flat on the ground. I chose flat on the ground. Then I created a circle on that plane and put those measurements in. Next, I'll extrude the sketch to make it 3D, which is very simple. I'll just click and drag the size that I want. Better yet, I'll just input the measurements I got from the caliper. Then I select the body face I want to work on and continue extruding circle sketches till I got what I was looking for. When you create sketches, you can extrude those sketches to make them 3D, and this can create bodies or remove body material. I needed a slot for the handle to fit in, so I created a hole by extruding into that piece. I kind of eyeballed the depth that I wanted, but I could easily use the caliper to be exact. Now that looks good. It's time to print. This is a very small piece, so it's only going to take 23 minutes. And just like that, I have my swivel joints. Before I painted the bucket head, I had to heat seal it with a heat gun. And then I added about 4 or 5 coats of Flexi Dip. Now EVA foam is very phosphorus, so if you don't do this step, you're going to end up using a lot more spray paint than you plan to. Now once the silver paint has dried, it's time to add some life to this bucket helmet. And by life, I mean weathering. I watered down some black and brown acrylic paint and started to dab and wipe off the surface to give it a more gritty look. I used the paintbrush to shoot splats of red paint at the bucket to give it a more random look of blood. All that's left is to draw the mouth. I used my Posca markers and drew the mouth on, then smudged it with my fingers to give it a more natural look. Like she had done it one night when she lost her mind. Or maybe she was extremely happy. I'm not sure. Finally, the moment I've been waiting for. Now I can add the lenses. And for that job, I used crazy glue, but I made sure to sand down the edges and rough up the smooth surface so that the lenses could stick easily to the foam. I didn't want to put the lenses on earlier because I didn't want to have to deal with any masking or cleanup afterwards. Sure. And the wait was well worth it. This wasn't a very difficult build, but it still challenged me. I never made a helmet before, and I was worried about the shape and the fit at some points, but I kept a cool head and figured it out. I wanted to make sure she stayed cool while wearing it, so I cut out some vents in the bucket so her head could breathe. I wish it could fit on my head so I could see how it felt and looked through the lenses. But when she tries it on, she'll tell me, and we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, that wraps this up for today. In the next video, I'll be working on the belt and pocket knife, so stay tuned for that. Better yet, subscribe and hit that bell button so you get notified when that video drops. Leave some comments down below because I'd appreciate that, and make sure you like this video because I put a lot of work into this content so you guys can enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed it. But until next time, keep crafting, have fun. Enough props.
My dad provided a family friend a cosplay for a first con to be specific. No, I messed up. Make a cosplay for a first con, and we're going to be going through that today. I'm sorry for the stuttering. Come on. Not easy, is it? No, not easy. No. Yeah, my phone vibrated. Let's try that again.